Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for your 2025 Grit Golden Door winners. Let's make some damn noise. Come on. Yup. Let's go. Let's make some noise for our guys. Come on. Let's make some noise one more time if you're ready to hear from these guys, huh? All right, go ahead and find your seats. Find your seats. Wow, what a group of young lads, huh? If you guys are excited to hear from these guys, well, first and foremost, guys, thank you for coming. If you're stoked to learn from these guys tonight, one more time, let's make some noise, huh? So, my name is Drew Hansen. I'm our VP of Sales here, and I have the absolute pleasure of emceeing tonight and hopefully creating an environment and a place for these guys to really share as much context as they can on what they went through this summer and what it took to accomplish this massive feat of a Golden Door. So for you guys who are not super aware or know about our industry fully, what a Golden Door is, it's the prestigious mark in our industry. It is the top 0.001% of all tens of thousands of sales reps throughout America that do this job. Last year, the bar got raised. It's an award given out by a third-party company called Door-to-Door Experts. The award it's raised every few years. This year it raised to, for sure, its hardest requirements. It was selling 750 homes pest control and generating over $750,000 of pest control first-year revenue. So again, one more time, let's give it up for these guys for that. So, on behalf of the company, guys, could not be more grateful that you guys came tonight. Could not be more grateful to work with a squad like these 15 guys who are up here. We had 18, 3 are absent tonight. Godspeed to them, but what a blessing to get to hear from 15 of them tonight. So, how this is going to go down, we've got about 90 minutes slated to hear from these guys. We've got a question written out for each of them. We'll hear some commentary from the person from others who the question isn't directed towards, and then ideally we do that for the first hour, and at the last 30 minutes we get to open it up for open Q&A. Does that sound good? Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna let these guys go one by one, introduce themselves and their sales resume, and how they've had. You'll see some of them have been really elite their whole careers. A lot of the people up here. And something else I want to highlight, and I'm sure I will more and more as we get into it, it's such a diverse group. Most of these guys' track record doesn't look the same, and it hasn't totally been linear and up and to the right their whole career. There we go, we got a little more bright. But everyone comes from such different walks of life and different backgrounds. So with that being said, just to give you guys a little bit of personal context on me, I've been in the industry for 8 years. I knocked for 5 summers. I worked at a small company for 2 years, sold 500 accounts my rookie year, 500 accounts my second year. I wanted a massive change. I wanted to be around people who were way more elite at the job than I was, and that caused for radical change in my environment if I wanted radical change in my results. And so I started working with all the grit when we were still a sales region at GreenX, and that was when my whole life totally changed. And a lot of it was because of how I executed individually and personally. So I sold 1,500 accounts that next year in 2020. I went out and 3x my quantity and my volume. I sold 1.1 million the following year, and then I sold 1.3 the year after that. And so I have a huge testament to what goes into accomplishing a feat like this that these guys did this summer, and it's so much more than pest control. It's so much more than sales. It truly, what these guys have done has truly changed and altered the course of their life because, and I'm sure that these guys will speak to it, but a job like this where you can truly write your own paycheck and choose what your ceiling is, it totally changes the way that you view the world and view your ability in the world. And so, couldn't be more excited and couldn't be more grateful to be here tonight. Let's go ahead and hear from them. Let's start with Taisei down at the end. Let's make some noise for our guy, huh?
My name's Taisei Yu. I've been doing this for 3 years. First year I sold 40K, 50K. Second year, last year I sold 275K, and then this year 750K.
What a jump. Let's make some noise for that, huh?
My name is Logan Samuel Wright. I'm from Dallas, Texas. Been doing the job 3 years. I started out at a company called EcoShield. Sold 240.
Hey, come on.
Boo. Sold 240K my first year. Followed that up with 500K my next year, and then followed through this year with 750K at the Grit.
My name is Evan Gould. I'm from Orange County, California. I've been in the industry for 3 years. My first year started at a company as well, EcoShield. I sold 350K as a rookie. Second year, I came out with EcoShield again, sold 150K, switched to Grit midsummer, sold 500K, finished at 650K, and then this past year sold 750K.
My name is Colin Wallace. I'm also from Orange County, California. I just finished my second year selling pest control.
Sophomore, come on. Make some noise for that.
So I just finished my second summer. My first summer I did at another company last year. I sold 100K in service revenue. I knocked the whole summer, and I went back to school a little bit late, so I knocked a little more than the summer. Going into my second year this year, I switched to the Grit, and then I just finished with 765K.
Come on.
What's up? I'm Ryan Winfrey. I'm from Rexburg, Idaho. I've been in door-to-door for 2 years now. Last year did 660, and this year I did 780.
As a rookie and as a sophomore, come on now.
Let's go, baby. Cool, yeah, so my name's Devin Smith. Been in the industry for 8 years, long time. First year was at Aptive. I sold 255 accounts. I had to write it down because it's been so many damn years, but sold 255 accounts that first year. Second year did 402 accounts. Third year, 400 accounts. Fourth year, 343 accounts, 265K. Fifth year, 300K. Sixth year, 770K. Seventh year, 706K. And then this last year, I finished up with 865K.
I'm Dallin Peterson. Yeah! This was my first summer selling, and obviously sold 750K.
If you guys didn't catch that, Dallin was a rookie, and he was the greatest rookie of all time. Let's make some noise.
My name is Jacob Janke. I sold 55K my rookie year at a different company, and then I sold 115 last year, and then switched to Grit and just did 780K, or 780 accounts, 750K.
I'm Logan Ehrenreich. I'm from Dallas too. And my first summer, I sold with a company called Sela. Sold 76K, and then switched to the Grit, sold 300K, and then this year, Golden Door.
My name's Jaden Smith. I've done this for the last 6 years now. My rookie year, I did 150K.
stayed about the same, did 163K my second year. Third year, a little bit more, did 200K, and then I started working with Cody Olive, shout out. From 200K, my fourth summer, I did 650K, and then next year, 650K again, and then this last year finished with 750 accounts, 683K.
Hello, my name is Kyle Ring.
Come on.
I've done this for 4 years. My first 3 years, I was at a smaller marketing company. I did 127K my first year. My second year, I did 188K. My third year, I did 245, and then I switched to the grit this year, and I sold 754.
Boom.
My name is Zach Seeger.
Go. 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 Go.
I've been doing this 5 years. My rookie summer, I did 230K. The next summer, I did 800K. The next summer, I did $1 million. And then I did 1.5. Then I did 450K, and then I did $1 million this year.
My name's Brock. I did 50K as a rookie. Then I went 400 accounts, like 530 accounts, and then I did 1,000, and then I hit Golden Door again, and then I did 1.3, and then I did
only a double,
and then this last year I did like 820. Also, Drew just casually walked through his track record. I just want to say I think we all need to give a big round of applause to Drew because he was the first one to set the standard of elite selling. And years ago, he went out and that's who he wanted to be. And I don't think that this company exists as far as like our brand of we just have the most golden doors every single year if it wasn't for the standard that Drew went out and set years ago. So let's give it up for Drew.
I second that. Birthday boy, thank you. Thank you, Skylar.
Can I get a happy birthday on 3 for our guy Noah Tolley? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it. My name's Noah Tolley. I'm from Alberta, Canada. Worked in Toronto my first year. Sold like 230 accounts. Second year was like, can't even remember honestly, 3 something. Third year was like 4, and then joined the grit, and then Golden Door the last 2 years. So,
let's give it up for our guy.
My name's Tyson Fotheringham. So I've sold this is 6 years for me. First 2 years I worked for a company called Vantage for all of our Vantage boys.
Shout out.
Think year 1, I'm pretty sure I did like 100K or something like that. Year 2 did like 200, somewhere around there. Switched to the grit, got plugged with Skylar Griffin. Shout out Skylar. Not Parker. And Parker. Did 400K at the grit, and then have Golden Doored for 3 years after.
And then I'd be remiss to not recognize our other 3 Golden Door Award winners. We had Lawyer Driggs, who did well over 800K. We had the captain, Nate Van Dyke, who is getting a head start on the Millie Bomb for 2026. So he's in the trenches, as well as Brad Baker. He's like 60K away from $1 million on the year. So they're still out in the trenches. They're not with us tonight. But really quick, let's give them a round of applause for doing the deed. Okay, I absolutely love it. But guys, before we jump into things, I would also be remiss if I didn't shed some light on just, again, like the admiration that I have for these guys is more than any group pretty much really on the planet. A lot of people will go out there, and I think that this is where we've had guys excel at such a high level at our company in comparison to every other company in the space. has been like people like guys like this, right? Every single year that show up, and one, they don't make excuses for themselves. They don't negotiate or talk themselves out of these massive life-changing goals that they have for themselves. But also, like, these guys also just live in reality. When I say, like, they don't make excuses for themselves, like, you might look up here and think that, oh, someone like Seeger, who has had this track record that is just, astronomical, like, he must just not go through anything in the summer. Or someone like Brock Grieve, he must just not go through anything that's that hard throughout the summertime. Or Noah Tolley or Tyson, where, guys, I can assure you, and I hope that these guys share a little bit more context, because, like, I can give a 15-minute description on Taisei's summer, but I still am not going to have all the context of what Taisei actually went through to go and do what he did this summer. Only he does, right? And if you're sitting out there in the crowd and, you are feeling a little bit sorry for yourself because you had this goal, but you strayed away from it because of these excuses that came up, or, we, at the Grit, we call it like our shit list that always gets in the way of reasons or things as to why I can't go out and do the thing that I once said I wanted to do. And I think that the biggest thing and why I admire this group so much is these guys don't care about the shit list. Like, they really, really don't. And I think that everyone here in the crowd, we all know people in our lives, whether it be family members, friends, uncles, or aunts, who kind of live a life of excuses and live a life with a long shit list of reasons as to why they're not accomplishing the things that they do in their lives. Where I encourage everyone, like, guys, this isn't a door-to-door thing. And when we started the Grit years ago, it was to never go run up the biggest Golden Door club to just have as many plaques up on the wall as possible. I've won 5 of these Golden Door Award things, and I got no clue where one of them are. Not even kind of, right? Why? Because it's way more about what it symbolizes and who you're becoming in the process. That is where the power is. And that is where, in my eyes, the prize is because that totally changes, the direction and where you are catapulting yourself in life. And so whatever it might be that you do, whether you are really strong and really good at recruiting, whether you are really strong or really good at leading teams, whether you don't do door-to-door at all, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, no matter what it might be, I really believe that there are things, if you guys really listen to the things that these guys have to share tonight, I think that this is not as sales-related as a lot of people might think it is. I think that what makes us such a unique company is we're full of a lot of people who aren't just in it for the money, but they're true believers that valuable humans, they don't chase dollars. Dollars find the valuable humans. And that takes a lot, Sometimes you got to go down the dreary road to become that type of valuable human. So as we get into it tonight, I can't wait. Like I said, we're gonna start with a question for Kyle Ring. For the rest of you guys, if you have thoughts that you want to share after Kyle's response, feel free to. We'll take 1 or 2 comments. If there isn't any comments, we'll move on to the next question, and we'll try to fly through these. So, Kyle, how are we doing?
Great. Happy to be here.
I love it. So, Kyle, you were at another marketing company in years past. You had a massive deal, big marketing deal. You had your choice of markets, all the bells and whistles. So my question is, there's a few packed into it. What went into making your decision to work with Brock and the Grit? Why make the jump, and how did you see the difference in day-to-day resources at the Grit and helping you get to your 750K goal?
All right, kind of a loaded question.
A little bit of a loaded question.
We're gonna roll with it. Okay. Just to get a little background more, just to clarify. So I was at a marketing company. Basically, when I left, and kind of just to give the context of it, I, like everyone, you start to shop around and look around, and that's where I got offered some pretty steep marketing deals and the opportunity to go run a team, market anywhere I want to go. Plus, at our last company, I'm not going to say I was a big dog, but a lot of
He was the dog. Just to be clear, he was the dog.
Yeah, so I had a lot of say in what happened within the company. So leaving was, I would say, very hard. I hung out a lot. They were my college roommates, and I went to Brazil with this guy and his family, and you network and you become close friends with this job too. It's kind of funny what this job turns into. But sorry, enough about the rant. So the reason I ended up switching here is honestly just opportunity. I think is the biggest thing. Is it's one is I interview at all these companies, and first thing that comes to mind is where do I level up? And it's funny.
and this is going to be a shout out for one of the boys in the back, Parker Paw. We're like sitting there in a room, and I'm asking him like, dude, where do we end up going? And he's like, where are we going to get better at sales? He's like, I'm so sick and tired of selling the same numbers every year. And he's like, where do we get better at sales? That was like the only question I was worried about now. It's like, percentage doesn't matter. It's where do you get better at sales? This is a sales job. Lock in, boys. Like, figure out how to sell more if you want to make more money. So like that was like the big thing is like, okay, where do I go to sell more? And then Brock Reeve comes out of retirement basically. Thank you, Sydney and Winnie. But comes out of retirement to take me and my boys to Seattle. And I mean, first off, also another shout out, Peter. I didn't pick a single one of my hoods this neighborhood. I didn't pick a single hood this summer.
Shout out our medics.
Yeah, I didn't. I literally had no idea what I was going into every day. I got a hood. I knocked one new dev this summer. That was it. And I didn't knock a single trailer park. So it's like, I don't know. It's like I literally did nothing all summer. I just showed up to hood every day, and it worked out. Got a deal. Brock made sure I was well trained, and my guys all sold the best they ever did, and everyone made more money. So it was a great experience for me overall.
So for you or others, if you guys are in the same boat, switch companies, I guess, Kyle, if you could pinpoint one or two things, what were ways that you saw the biggest difference in like actual tangible help and resources in selling more every day leading up to the summer and every day in market? That you did, that was like total like, oh, I had no idea I was missing out on this.
Yeah, I think one is just like people have gone through it. Like there's nothing more annoying than the guy that doesn't know what he's going through telling you you need to keep going, like honestly. So like it was cool, like, and a lot of these guys up here can attest to this. I call them during the summer. Like I called Seeger. I remember this one day I was bageling at 4 o'clock and this Moxie girl was in my neighborhood and she was just torching my stuff. I was like, bro, what's going on? Call Seeger. Seeger listens to me pitch for 2 doors and he goes, I wouldn't have sold either of those people. And I was like, that's insane. What do you mean you wouldn't sell either of these people? So that was like the first thing was it's like I can call Brock, I can call Drew, I can call Zach, I can call everyone up here. Taisei I talked to a lot of over the summer, and it's just like to be able to be like going through the same thing and know what they're dealing with, it just means a lot more to keep going. It's like, wow, okay, they get it.
Yeah, Brock, it's hard to think, you go to ask your leader, because I've been in this boat, it's like, but like they're not credible because they've never done it. But it's like they think they know, which is just, it's just frustrating. It gets tough. Brock.
I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you another question, Kyle. Because you didn't get Golden Door because you switched to the grit and because you had like a decent manager and had like good resources. Because that happens to a lot of people. We switch hundreds of people from companies every year. What was different about you and how you actually fulfilled on that? And how you plugged in and either you utilized what made you different, what got you to Golden Door? Because we switch people all the time and they don't. Like, give advice to the people that are switching, that have switched, that maybe fell short. What made you different, and what was that secret that is unique to Kyle Ring as to why you were one of the guys who switched and actually fulfilled on that dream where so many other people didn't?
I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this. I'm gonna try not to, but like, I don't know. I switched with a group of guys, and I think the biggest thing was just like, one is like, you're gonna, like, all of us I know, and if they say otherwise, I think they're lying. All of us are at at least for me, 500K. I was ready to negotiate. I was like, I'm ready to just hang up the towel, double my last summer.
It's the pain cave.
Yeah, I'm like, I can hang up the towel on 500 and be way chill. I get a trip to Africa. I'm in, So like that was like where I was sitting. I was like, okay, I wanted to hang up the towel, but the reason I kept going is it's like everyone on that team in Seattle this summer, like, meant so much to me, and every one of them every day was like, you do not stop. And I was getting texts all off season, like until October 11th, I was getting phone calls from everyone at this company saying, keep going, you got it, you're almost there. Trying to pay for stuff for me. They're like, hey, let's get your wife out there. Let's make it happen. And that kept me going every single day. So that's like the main reason I just didn't negotiate, because the people around me matter.
Let's make some noise for that. It's amazing, Kyle. Thank you. We could leave now, yeah? It's amazing, dude. It's way bigger than sales. Okay, Jaden Smith. Let's pass the mic down to our guy. Jaden, you're a 3-time Golden Door winner, back to back to back. It's a lot. You're one of the most consistent reps in door-to-door. You've sold for tons of different operating partners, different states, different services, different packages, but consistent results. So outside of world-class training and people, why do you think you are able to be consistent in your production regardless of where you sell?
Yeah, I was actually just looking at this, and I've sold for 15 different companies across 21 different markets. And I think with over the last 6 years, it's just given me that confidence that I need in all the experience. Where any neighborhood that I knock, I know that I can, as long as I show up, put my head down and work all the hours, that I will get results. The biggest thing that I think matters the most is adjustments. It's like I write in my journal every day. It's like I'm a man of adjustments. It's like I'm going to tailor the service to the specific person that I'm talking to, or the certain neighbor that I'm knocking in, or even the market that I'm knocking in. And like, for example, like knocking in New Jersey, people are like way more business oriented.
Was that the first time you knocked on the East Coast? No, you knocked in Baltimore.
Baltimore was my first summer, yeah. Baltimore, New Jersey, very similar. It's like they're very business oriented. So I'm going to be a lot more direct and to the point. Whereas like knocking in like Indiana, people are like way more relaxed. So I'm going to have more of a conversation and get more into the bandwagon so I can relate to those people. So I would say just like being able to make adjustments in your specific situation, because it really doesn't matter where you are. It's like you just have to make the right adjustments.
Follow-up question, do you feel like you always had that belief, or was there a certain year where, you know, whether it was a leader you worked with or someone where it was finally a breakthrough year of like, oh, no, I actually can get better at selling higher demographic, or I actually can get better at selling, you know, lower end or whatever?
Yeah, I think the year it changed was my 4th summer. It's like my 3rd summer I sold 200K, and I went from 200K to 650K. My actual goal for that summer was only 400K, and when I hit that, I felt like I was done, but Cody, Devin, my wife Raina, like they're all pushing me to be my best self. And it's like the same thing that Kyle was saying. It's like I just couldn't look at those people in the face and tell them that I couldn't do it.
Yeah, like let's make some noise for that, huh? I think that this is where like a lot of reps get stuck, right? Is like you convince yourself that you can only sell in one type of demographic, whether it be only Midwest or only Northwest or only East Coast or only rich or only poor, where like guys, as you can see, like the very first year that he finally had that breakthrough, because it's not like your pitch got that much different. Maybe you're a little bit more to the point, but like more than anything, it was way more of like internal self-belief. Yeah. That's a lot of times, guys, like that totally is what it takes. I absolutely love it. Unless there's anyone else to double down on anything that Jaden said, we totally can move forward. Logan Aaron Wright, let's pass the mic down. We got 2 Logan Wrights. We got Logan Aaron Wright, and then we're going to move to Logan Samuel Wright. So Logan Aaron Wright, you sold 76K at a different company your rookie year. You switched the grit last year and sold 300K your first year here, and now have accomplished the massive 750K feat in 2025. Something internally shifted. In what ways have you started viewing yourself differently than you did before?
I would say the first thing, like my first summer, it was kind of just like chill. Like I was going out with some buddies. I didn't really have like a goal in mind. It would just be kind of like go have fun. It's better than working an hourly job. Went out, sold for like 3 months, sold the 76K, and I was getting like worshipped. Rookie of the year was 70K. And
it's a big deal.
And then I switched and sold 300K, 4X, and so I was like on top of the world. I was like, oh gosh, this is insane. And then the gala came around, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this plaque. I'm gonna get all this recognition. And I sat in the back and watched all the Golden Doors just get their award. And so it was kind of just like a revenge thing. Like, I know it sounds kind of corny, but like I was just like, wow, I want to do that. And so this whole year, I didn't like think about the money at all. Like I already made enough money to be fine and happy. But it was just like, I need to get this done so that I can like walk the stage. I guess like it was just like in my mind the entire time. So like when it would be 6 o'clock, 7, it's dark, and I would have like 1 or 2 deals. It would just be like the money isn't gonna motivate you at all. So like it was just like the hunger of like wanting to get it done. One more deal every day would just get me one more day closer to getting the Golden Door done. And so that was like the biggest change, was just being like hungry.
Let's make some noise really quick for him. My follow-up question, and if anyone else has similar experiences, would be like, have you always viewed yourself as someone who is, you know, the most elite or the elite of the elites, or did something shift over the last 12 months to where you were like, no, I'm actually in that box?
Yeah, honestly, my goal before this summer was, or before this year was 500K. And then I went to Spring Block with Drew Wood, and and I rode out with him like every day, and so he kind of like helped me like frame that like I can do whatever I want as long as I just put my mind to it, because it's not really that hard to like just go out and knock like 9-10 hours a day. And so at the end of the day, like I would say like I'm above average, but like it just comes down to like inputs, you know, like as long as you just have the right inputs, like you can do whatever you want if you put your mind to it.
Love it. Janky, you were out there with Logan throughout the entirety of the summer. Did you see kind of this shift of his self-expectations raise, lower, stay the same? What was it like watching?
It was inspiring.
Logan?
Like Spring Block, it was super cool. Like I remember it was me, him, and Cameron Hollins like in a car, and me and Cameron were like, oh, we're gonna do this huge goal.
Fire car group.
Yeah, no, seriously. And then Logan was like, oh well, you know, I'm just gonna do 500K, and every day he just lap us. And every day, me and Cameron were like, one day we're like, dude, you should go for way higher. And you know, he was always so passive about it, just so chill. Like if you know Logan, he's like a chill guy, you know. So it was super cool seeing like that leap and like that dedication, like the decision making to switch from 500K to a way more ambitious goal. So
I think it's super interesting, like working with Logan over the last 2 years, you know. This is someone who you won't hear a peep from, right? And when he calls you, he's like, dude, I'm sorry I call so much Mike. You don't call a lot. But like, what changed his belief in and of himself was just, he put all the blame on just inputs, right? Like, and that really is like a true testament of how rad doing this job at the highest level is like it's not sexy, but like what you put in truly is what you get out. So I absolutely love it, Logan. Okay, moving to Logan Samuel Wright. If we can pass the mic down. Let's give it up for Logan Aaron one more time. Logan Samuel.
What's going on?
So one of the most impressive 750K journeys on this stage. He started early and he finished late. So I want to know, what were some limiting beliefs that you had to break through along the way, and what was the biggest sacrifice that had to be made to get the goal done over a long year?
Great question. I'm going to answer these in like two separate parts. Number one, I've always taken this job, just like for my rookie year, really, really, really seriously. So going into it from day one, time on the doors is really, really intentional. And then until I finish, I'm all there. There's no days off. There's no days missed. There's no time off. We're knocking doors. We're here to knock doors. One of the biggest things and biggest, I guess, challenges for me was seeing people around me cutting themselves short. So when I set my goal at 750K and I see my best friend at 500K, and he's like, okay, dude, I'm actually behind pace. I'm going to go change it to 350. And I'm like, oh, I'm behind pace. Like, I just did 5K under what I'm supposed to be doing. Maybe I should change my goal too. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'll keep this PG, but I'm not a B word. So I kept it really, really dialed.
Did what he said. Did what he said he was going to do.
I kept it really, really dialed, locked in. Try to be a man of my word as much as I can. So I just grinded the days, worked hard, and took care of business. As far as the second question, what was the second question again?
What was the biggest sacrifice that had to be made to get the goal done?
Time. It's always about time. So, yeah, I had a long summer. I had a goal in mind. I wasn't going to go home without finishing it. I sacrificed a lot of time with people I loved. I sacrificed a lot of time when everybody else is out having fun and partying, and when somebody goes and pitches this job to you, when they pitch the job to me, it's, hey, you got 4 months on and you got 8 months off. For me, it was literally the opposite. I just went and knocked for 8 months. I didn't miss a single day. I took my Sundays off, and that was it. And one of the things I will attribute to my success is all the people like in the front row right here with me. When you go and you sell 15K in a week and you should be doing 32, having people to go home to and cheer you on and celebrate and believe in you, it means a lot. So that's all I got.
Let's give it up for him. Ev, if you could, like, just to follow up, you and Colin kind of came down and more or less met Logan in Texas. You guys finished yours, and then, Logan had to continue. So, one, I love everything that Logan just said. It's that Tim Grover quote. Tim Grover was the personal trainer for Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, and this quote that's been for sure a staple for me, and I know Seeger repeats it often, is when you want something so great, when the craving is so intense, the work becomes irrelevant, right? So if you want to go live this massive life, accomplish this massive goal, build this massive, beautiful thing for yourself or your family or whatever, it doesn't matter what it takes, And for watching Logan this last year, I know that it didn't matter what it was that was ahead of him or what obstacle he had to overcome. It was head down and on to the next. So massive kudos to you, dude. But yeah, Ev, anything you want to share on what it was like to kind of come meet Logan and then send him off to go do, the rest of the journey?
Yeah, so we finished off summer, Rumble, everything, and then my team in California came and met Logan's team in Texas. We joined combined squads, and you guys all know how it is in postseason. It's never ideal. Guys aren't knocking, people taking days off, getting off the doors at 5. Our goal and our alignment there is what brought all three of us on this stage. Just the fact of all the people at the front row buying into the fact that our summers aren't over. We're going until we hit our goals, and nothing else mattered. No one was taking off early. Everyone was getting off the doors 8:30, 9:30, and that's all that matters, was knocking doors, nothing else. So,
I love it. And I think it's funny, right? Because, I'm sure these guys have been asked a million times by reps who have sold less, dude, how? Dude, Logan, how? How'd you do the 8-month thing? Or, Logan, Colin, and Ev, dude, how'd you guys do it? And it's no, again, when the craving is so intense, there is no how. It's no, it's yes or yes. There's no option to take a day off or to take a sick day. And, guys, that really is one of the things that, separates this group on stage from anyone else is, the how just doesn't matter. The how truly is irrelevant. So, I love it. Okay, moving on to Devin Smith. So, Devin, you're also a 3-time back-to-back Golden Door winner. So, questions are more about, what has changed within you as a person. The question would be, what are the biggest changes you have seen within yourself from accomplishing this massive feat 3 years in a row? What are the biggest changes you've seen within yourself from before accomplishing this massive feat 3 years in a row to after? What would you say?
Yeah, I would just say belief and then standards. So, the first, second, my second, third, fourth, and fifth year, guys, I was stuck at 200, 300K for 4 years straight. I plugged in with Cody Olive. If you know him, you love him.
Or you hate him? No, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
We love you, Cody.
No. But no, yeah, I plugged in with Cody year 6, and what's cool is Cody believed in me before I even believed in myself. And so that year, I went out year 6, and that was the first year I Golden Doored. That was a huge accomplishment for me because I've been trying for 5 years straight. And then finally that 6th year, someone believed in me so I could believe in myself. And so after that, it's just having the standard for myself to continue to go out year after year and hit those goals because nothing else matters. And I wasn't coming home until it was done. So year 1 was definitely the toughest year. And then after that, year 2 and 3 was just a standard for me to go out and make it happen.
Love it. Let's make some noise for him. My question would be for you, Dev, or for anyone. Was there something that, because you say, it's standards and it's belief, right? In yourself, and you were just stuck in this box. Was there anything that, it's not like Cody, maybe did, drag you out of the box. But if you had advice for anyone else that feels like they are stuck in the box, what would your advice be? And that goes, Devin, I'd love to hear from maybe 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, I would just say give yourself more time. Be patient and just take it one day at a time. Same thing for me. I was out there for 6, 7, 8 months long, whereas a lot of guys are only out there for 4 or 5. So I would just say give yourself more time.
Cool. Yeah, Winfrey. And like, you know, part of like the craving, right? Or like, you know, if you would crave it so intensely, like there is no deadline is what it sounds like for you guys, right? It's like, oh no, if I have this big of a goal, like it doesn't matter if it's September 1 or Christmas, like the deadline is irrelevant to me because like I'm gonna be out here until it's done. And that also takes off tons and tons and tons of pressure to like, you don't have to sell 6.8 jobs every day. And all of a sudden, if you're below that, now you're playing catch up and so forth. So anything you'd want to follow up, Ryan?
Yeah, one thing that I love that Devin does especially that I admire a lot, and it kind of just goes the way he said, is he just puts his head down. He just focuses on like on a per day basis. I've seen Devin get out of well, I've never seen Devin not sell Golden Door, to be honest with you. But the years that I've seen him do it, it's really nothing like too out of this world or anything like that. He just focuses. I remember I text Devin all the time. He just says, just take it one day at a time. He just says, smile, take a deep breath, and just take it one day at a time. If you just focus on per day, I feel like then it just gets you out of whatever box you're in. Just focus on being the best you that day.
I love it.
Devin does that well.
Janky, you want to add anything?
I think like the most inspiring factor about like, everybody up here is like what you were saying, Drew. Like there's no deadline. It's just like you either do it or you don't. Like Logan, like right, and like Colin, like that was the most inspiring stuff like ever. And like Devin, it's like, you know, it's like you're either gonna do it or you do it. There's no backing out, and that was just so inspiring. Like that inspired me to do it. You know, it's just like every day, like Kyle calling me, and it's like everybody just collaborating, inspiring each other. Like that's just you don't get that anywhere else. So.
No. And like on that note, right? Like I think that there was a lot of time. If you're covering the end of it, it might make a noise. But no, there was a time, you know, when we thought our company was only gonna have 7, 8 Golden Doors, right, in August, because it's like, well, we're so far away, and they've upped it, so it's not just revenue, it's also like the accounts, and like these guys all continue to band together and like keep chugging along, just day at a time. Where like again, the masses and 99% of the industry, like they don't have that. So pretty special. Let's give it up for these guys. All right, let's pass the mic down here to Tyson. So, Tyson, you and Noah, you guys ran one of the very best offices in the nation. Shout out Sisu. Let's hear some noise, huh?
Hey.
Stand up, stand up. Stand up, let's go.
You guys were both. You guys were co-managers who were both committed to accomplishing this feat. So my question would be like, what role does having people/recruits on your bus, quote unquote, on your bus, play in elite selling, accountability or leadership?
Yeah, I think it's funny. Like, I think a lot of people think that like as you're recruiting people, as you're getting more people in your downline, that like you're benefiting just from like the production or like the override you're getting on those guys. When like the reality of it is like those guys for me are providing way more of the value than like anything else. Sometimes like it can be kind of tough when you're trying to find energy and it's, I don't know, you're having a long day, you're just getting bodied. Like
It's a little foggy out there.
it gets pretty foggy. Come June, July, like everyone in here knows it gets pretty foggy and like you're gonna be super tired. But like the one way to like get free energy and pretty much delete all your fatigue is to like pre-summer have 10, 15 people that you care about look you in the eyes and like tell you that like they're trusting you with their summer. That's free energy for the year, and like for me that's like the main source of most of my motivation. So the team's everything for me.
Shout out Sisu. Any other thoughts when it comes to like leadership, accountability? Yeah.
Yeah. Tyson is like the most underrated door-to-door leader in the industry right now. This guy right here. The most under-talked about, overlooked. Like, he is a guy all about grit and the most selfless guy that I've ever met. And so if you guys want to pick someone's brain, this is a guy to pick for sure. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. Let's get up for him. You know, I went out and I got to go visit almost 10 of the teams when we were doing our re-signing week at the end of July, and rolling into Birmingham. You guys remember Birmingham? Hell yeah.
Alabama, baby.
Roll Tide. But no, to watch the way that like Tyson and Noah like led their squad, like it truly was like OG grit fashion. And like when I said, you know, when we started our company, it was just me and Cody. Like we were the only 2 Golden Door Award winners returning. And it was like, okay, we're gonna go be this startup. We can't pay the most, but it's like, how can we help our reps sell the very most? And, you know, the thing was like, oh, dude, it's leading from the front. It's going out there and being the guy or gal or the leader that grabs the bull by the horns and shows everyone else like, no, like this scary thing, even in the foggy months, like this is possible. And like, no, like I know that, you know, that's why Alabama had the least fall off out of any of our teams. It was our very best team. Like they absolutely and totally crushed. And I think a massive portion, I think CISA would claim the same thing, is because they had phenomenal leaders that were totally selfless. So let's get up one more time for Tyson and Noah. All right, if we can pass the mic down to the GROAT, the greatest rookie of all time. Yeah, I said it. So Dallin Peterson, you sold 750 accounts at 750K. So my question, there's a few questions packed into this, but first part of the question would be, what do you feel like separates yourself from every other rookie that has ever knocked a door? What makes you different? And what do you feel like you do exceptionally well on the doors in comparison to others? It's kind of a 2-part.
Yeah, so I mean, to start, I don't think there's anything like super innately like different about me than like so many other rookies that go out and want to crush at the job. I just think I saw the opportunity, and then just you pair, you know, just hard work and incredible belief in myself, and then like obsession. And just capitalize on the opportunity. So like, not a lot of people know, but I committed to come out and sell in like December last year. And every day for like 5 months, I was doing 3 to 4 to 5 one-on-ones with like David Covington and Tyler Adams and RJ and Drew. Like I was training like 4 or 5, 6 hours a day for like 5 months before I even touched a door. And so the preparation was just like probably more than anybody's ever done. And so it just set me up to be able to hit the ground and just start right away. And then I think
really quick, if I could,
yeah.
You know, you started with like, I don't think anything separates me that much. And if you could like just share a little bit more context, like what were those first few months like? Because it's like, I think that you were told like, oh dude, you're gonna crush, you're gonna be rookie of the year, you're gonna go do the thing. But then all of a sudden it's like in April and May, there were rookies that were selling more than you.
Yeah.
You know, and like, so it's like, what did your progression look like month over month? And like, how did you conquer that, like, you know, battle of staying in it and like staying hopeful and staying, you know, entirely full of belief?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for me was just focusing on myself. So obviously I wanted to, you know, to be the #1 rookie and a Golden Door. But I was only focused on what I was doing. I mean, obviously those were goals, but I never checked. I tried as best I could to never check the leaderboard. I didn't want to know what other people were doing, how much they were selling. I just was focused on myself. And then, you know, all my leaders told me about this thing called the ramp, and I didn't really believe in it, but they told me it was going to work. And so I just kept my inputs the same every day for, you know, a long period of time, and overall just saw the progression, and each month just sold a little bit more and more. And then by the end we were, you know, cruising and able to hit it kind of at the end. But
And you sold a total of 5 months? 5 months. It's not like you were selling 150K a month to start. What did that look like in April, May, June?
Yeah, it was 80K in May, and then I think it went like 80, and then 104, then like 120, and then like 130, and then 150, and then I don't know, the last month I think I was pacing for like 200, but then we hit it, and you know, then we were done. But yeah, it was just pretty steady, just sold a little bit more every month.
And like guys, like I think the rookie of the year every year, but especially with Dallin, right? Like it's not like they start off on this crazy heater, you know, in April or May, and then it just is like that the entire time. Normally, there are rookies that are selling more in April or May, but then all of a sudden they start to worry about what every other rookie is doing and how much everyone else is selling, and now it's like the game of comparison. And then all of a sudden you start losing joy in like how much success that you were having versus being broke 4 months prior, you know, like where Dallin was just steady Eddie the entire time. Taisei, anything you want to add?
So I didn't sell with Dallin or anything. I talked to him on the Kenya trip though, because we were in the same like Jeep. And he's being humble. This guy, he has really high standards. Like he told me when he was going into it, he wanted to be, like if he does something, he goes all in. And so he's been an athlete. I feel like most people that are athletes that go into this job naturally are better just because they have the work ethic, but they also have like the competition and drive to be, you know, the best team or the best player on the team.
Cool. I think everyone in Portland could also attest. And then the last part of your question, Dallin, do you feel like there's anything that you do on the doors other than like your focus and head down mentality that separates you from others?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and it's kind of underrated, and I mean, it probably sounds kind of dumb, but I'm just always been really good at just doing what I'm told. So like, all my leaders they would tell me to do this, tell me to do that, and it's like, no questions asked, I just do it and apply the trainings. And so I kind of think that's like an underrated skill, and I think people try and put their own spin on things and try and steer away from the basics, but it was just, you know, Cody tells me to stay in my area for 6 days straight, and I'm like, I don't know, that sounds crazy, but sure. And so, you know, obviously then we do it and it works, and then, yeah, just doing what you're told, and then obviously having great leaders that you can trust, so.
I love it. Let's make some noise for Dallin real quick. And then Kyle, if you want to follow up.
Seeger wants to go first.
Either of you.
No, I was just gonna say like I was in Kenya with Dallin. I didn't sell with him, but you could tell he's just a hard worker. He just works hard. And one of the secrets we have at Grit, Tony Robbins talked about this at the conference, is pattern recognition. So we have so many golden doors. All you have to do to golden door here is plug in and copy the formula we have, and then you can go and achieve your goals. What's super cool for me, you know, and Brock probably feels the same way, we've been up here so many times, but almost everyone up here is new. And so it's a huge testament to the company that we are doing something right. We are recreating golden doors year after year after year. That's not because, you know, we have the secret sauce. It's because we have grit, we work hard, and then if you plug and play, you're going to get the results that you want with us. So, love it.
Come on. Zachary Seeger.
Yeah, so the reason I wanted to speak on this is it's like when I switched, you know, making 3 years of bad habits at my last company, like, honestly speaking, the hardest thing about switching the grid is having an ego death. Like, dude, you're not attached to this percentage and you don't deserve this unless you've earned it, honestly speaking. And so it's like, let me tell you, there's nothing more frustrating. I went out in February. I did 3 weeks of February, and there's nothing more frustrating than not selling and you switch to the grit, like, in February with all your boys waiting for you to come back and be like, it was the greatest thing ever. Where I'm like listening to Brock and I'm listening to all these guys and they're like, just trust me. And like, honestly speaking, 245K big-headed Kyle would have been like, no. But like, since I had people relying on me, I was like, okay, like, it's gotta work. I gotta buy into this and I gotta like crush my ego, because ultimately it's like, that's what's worked. And if you can just actually like believe in someone else but yourself, it like works out.
Love it. And you know, like Ben said, it's like, guys, like, it really is a superpower, right? Like, the best rookies and the best reps that we've ever had do this job. Like, you know, I saw it firsthand with my little brother. 16-year-old kid, came out in between his junior and senior year, and he was the most coachable first-year rep I ever directly worked with, hand in hand. And it was because it was just monkey see, monkey do, copy and paste. You say do this, and I'm going to go do that. So absolutely amazing. Let's give it up one more time for the best rookie of all time. Let's pass the mic down to Noah right here. So, birthday boy.
Who just ran a marathon, raw.
Today.
No training, 26 miles.
Let's give it up for that. So Noah, you sold 790K this year. Unfortunately, we weren't able to post you on the Instagram throughout the summer due to some stuff. But a lot of people don't know you were neck and neck right there with Brock and Seeger, who are the very best in the world at what we do. You were also the first to complete the a Golden Door who didn't start before April 1, other than them. So my question would be, what changed last year from doing a Golden Door for the first time and being a part of the pack and doing it faster this year and, winning amongst like the very best in the industry at what we do?
That's a good question. I think I'm gonna probably say something a little bit bold that no one else is willing to say, but I think everyone in here that is focused on the rented Lambos, the fake cigars, and the quick reels saying work for 4 months, party for 8, Golden Door's probably not for you. Period. Joining the Grit. The Grit's interesting and one of the most beautiful companies you'll ever find. And I think people get wrapped into the dopeness of this company. The sick merch, the dope posts, the swag, or swag as Americans. This is Grit is grit. Grit is not the dope Travis Scott looking tunnel with the sick basketball court that you can bring all your homies in and flex. Grit is grit. So when you wear grit, have grit. And I think for me, especially this last year, it was really beautiful for me to understand that, especially not being posted publicly. It was a beautiful thing for me because I realized that, damn, I got grit. And, I'm not doing this shit for anyone but my soul. And that's why I'm doing it. And I think that's winning. Winning isn't about clout. Winning is about winning for you and for your soul and being authentic to yourself. So I think for me, it's also what you do outside of the summer, the marathon that I ran. I don't know. I just did it because I wanted to do it. It's just who I am, and so it's my birthday, But it's I don't know. I feel so strongly about the culture of the door-to-door industry, and if you want to plug in and really grow spiritually, because what we're doing is not a door-to-door pest control thing. This is a life thing. And when you start to understand that this isn't just about selling pest control counts, this is about forming who you are as a person, you start to take shit seriously and you start to do things with you start to take yourself to places that most people don't even know exist. And I think that's the place you want to get to. And that's just the place that I've been able to reach. And this is just, this is me outside of door-to-door too. And so it just kind of comes together. So yeah.
Love it. Let's give it up for that. It's hard to follow up, such a great answer that Noah gave, but that'll keep echoing. But no, guys, that is what makes me truly want to be here and work here. The whole selling thing and the door knocking thing, that's just what these guys are doing for now. But like the reason why they're going to continue to be winners is not because they now have this award or now they have more cash to spend on, you know, this, that, and the third, or whatever. No, dude, like winning is done in the darkness. Like winning is done when no one is watching. Winning is done on the days where it's pouring rain, you're freezing cold, you're on the East Coast, you can't feel your feet, and you love that shit. And like you rather be nowhere else because like you know what type of man or woman like you are becoming in that process. Like, dude, that is what it's about. Like that is what has gotten us to this point and put us in a nice building where this shit never mattered, you know? Like the whole goal was to always go out and win, whether that be in selling the most, in leading from the front, in running the best team, in running the most well-oiled operation, whatever it is, but it's not done, you know, when the lights are on. Like it's done in those days where it's like the absolute hardest. Janky, anything you want to add? Yeah, let's pass it down.
So me and Noah have a very funny relationship. We both switched from Vantage last year, and I stayed, unfortunately, but while I was at Vantage, he ended up golden dooring. And so kind of what Ben was saying earlier, it kind of, something snapped. It was like, well, if he did it, why can't I? You know, and so when I did finally decide to make the switch to grit, coming from Vantage, we got like behemoths, like Kinzel switched to the mill, Noah did, but we're a little bit more relatable in like our lifestyle choices, and so he was like the first person I wanted to meet. And so just to kind of summarize like our first meeting, he was like, dude, you do a Stairmaster, hour and a half, max incline, you will golden door. And that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life, and it was so not worth it, I wanted to kill myself. But I think I learned something that Noah didn't intend, and it was like what he was saying. It's like, yeah, you can go out there in the summer and do a golden door, but what does it matter if you're just blowing your money, if you don't have meaningful relationships, if you just waste your time? You know, I think what the best way to articulate what Noah's saying is like, grit's different because how you do anything, that's how you do everything. And so if you're gonna do a golden door and that's your only time to be successful, it's like, does that really matter? You know, are you winning off the doors? Like, is that really who you are? Like, is being a golden door rep who you are? Is it just a fleeting moment in time? Like, was it a fluke? And so I just love the way Noah's brain works, and it helped me out a ton to get my golden door. So
love it. Let's get it up for that. Let's pass it down to Taisei. Taisei. How we doing?
Living the dream.
You sold over 800 accounts this year. So your very first summer, you came out as a very young rep, and you sold about 40K. Your second summer, you came back and you 7X that and sold like 275K. Then you went out and 3X that and sold over 750, and like I said, did over 800 accounts. Those are massive jumps. I'm sure the way that you've gone about the summer has evolved versus your first summer. So my question is, in what ways has it? What habits have changed in the summer this year in comparison to your first two summers? What were some non-negotiables to set yourself that you had to set yourself up to keep you on track?
I think what changed from my first two summers and this last summer was just like being coachable and then just absorbing a lot of like from all these guys and Kinzel and you know all my leaders. But I realized like what it actually takes to sell a golden door or like to sell a big number that you want to sell. Because I think if I look back at the way I would see the doors or like how I was when I was knocking, it's like, oh, I sold 3, I'm probably going to be good today. But I shadowed Kinzel once, and it's crazy because that actually changed everything for me. I realized like, oh, he gets the door slammed in his face as much as I do, and he still knocks till he gets, you know, his first sale, but he also knocks every night till 9 or dark. So I realized, okay, it's pretty easy. I know what it takes, and then it's just a matter of time, like Logan was saying. And then
was that different, like the night knocking? Was it like you knocked till a certain time, and you're like, I'm not going home earlier than this year?
Yeah, I knocked till 9:30 every night, no matter what night, and same with Saturdays.
Did you do that your first two summers?
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else like that, or any of you guys? Was there habits that you put in for your place that you're like, I'm not negotiating this. Like I'm not going to multiple gas stations before hood. I'm not sitting in my car. I'm not sitting on the curb. I'm not taking a break in the rain. Was there anything else for any of you guys?
100%. Every little, that's a good point. I was going to bring this up. Every decision, I call it like delicate decisions. Throughout the summer, everything I did, everything I bought, put in my ate, drank, it was intentional to where, was it going to help me sell better or not help me sell better? And also one thing I learned from Ryan towards the end of last year was this guy, his what do you call it? He just gets to the door so fast. He doesn't. If we go to the gas
He's
station,
speedy. He's very speedy.
And I'm going inside. He's like, "You better be fast." What are you doing? You buying something or you go to the bathroom? He's like, "Go fast." Yeah, he's fast. So I was like, okay. So there's no time to be wasted because towards the end of the summer, everybody realized damn, I wish I would have not wasted time before because that's how you end up taking longer to hit it, I guess.
I think that's a total secret, hopefully, that just got unlocked for you guys. Dude, he's just every decision, right? Delicate decisions, right? That totally shaped and formed your summer. It's okay, cool. I'm going to ride out with this person. Okay, if there's 4 people in the car, well, that's going to change, when I get on the doors. Or if I go back to my car to grab a Red Bull, I might sit down. Guys, it's the intention. Intention totally, totally, totally matters. Meanwhile, you have someone who might have more potential and more talent over here, bro, dude, how do you, they're getting on the doors late, they're coming home early, they're never knocking late on Saturdays, it's way different than the way that you did it, Taisei. Anyone else, any of you guys have habits that you put in place this year, or non-negotiables? It's I'm not going back on this was a bad habit I used to have, I'm not doing that this year. Yeah, look. Try the switch. That's okay. Hey.
Thought we were cooked there. But yeah, coming from EcoShield, I had a really high CVA. So my CVA was 1,300 on my 500K rev. And to be honest, I think I knocked 15, 20 doors a day. It was bad. But I think I sold, 4 out of those 15, 20 people. So I was a really, really talented. So it was an easy day, but in a blessing and a curse way, I made it a habit to actually go do the door-to-door thing instead of, I don't really know what you would call it. I would just sell. Yeah, the Segway thing. I was a big Segway hater before I came over to the grit. Dude, oh my gosh.
You've been converted.
It was bad. But yeah, just habits-wise, hold myself accountable, knocking a ton more doors, and then doing the volume like I'm supposed to at a sustainable rate rather than the way I was doing it before.
Massive, massive. Let's give it up for that. Okay, let's pass the mic to Ev. All right, let's give it up for Taisei one more time. Ev too shifty.
What's going on?
Little echo. Sorry. So last year you had your breakthrough year. You sold your first golden door in 2024, even though you switched companies midsummer, drove from Washington, D.C. to Orange County, California. And you still sold, $650K and did a golden door. My question, anyone around you or who spends time with you can know and see that you're completely in the pursuit of greatness. So my question is, what have been the biggest internal shifts of how you view yourself and what you're capable of as you've accomplished this massive feat for the second year in a row?
I think what it's always been within myself, it's just what Ben talks about, it's just why not yourself? And I always have just told myself, why not me? I always have believed there is greatness within me, and same with all of you. There's greatness within every single person in this room. It's just a matter of finding how you can unlock that, and that's what the people around me just were able to instill into me, and what it helped out with. And on top of that, meeting these two guys, Colin, Logan, when I met them, we all committed to selling the Golden Door. But on top of that, what I committed to them switching to companies to come over to the grid is to be an elite manager and elite leader. So with that, it was just like I have to make decisions, what's best for them, and just instilling the belief with them as well. But what I could have done is just like stayed back. I already sold a golden door and just chilled, but more so, they're not going to follow my past accomplishments, but the hunger that I have within myself. So what it was is just like myself going out, being hungry, paying my dues, paying my rent, and being in the trenches with these guys every single day. And then with that, I think that a lot of people talk about I tried as hard as I can, but I don't think within yourself, if you genuinely try as hard as you can, you will succeed. So,
Give it up for that. And I think that's something that like this whole panel shares, right? Like, and this is why I say like, guys, you guys are gonna go be great in whatever you do because like that transfers. You know, like the decision to go all in on something, and you know the decision to believe like anything that's worth doing is worth overdoing, like and going full tilt. That just doesn't require talent. Like that requires a choice. That requires massive heart. But then that requires just committing and going. You know. So massive kudos, Ev. Okay, let's pass the mic to Janky. So Jacob Janky, the question that we have for you is, how has your outlook on summers, knocking, or goal hitting evolved ever since you started? Help us see the year-over-year differences and how you plugged into the grit systems. And how plugging into the grit systems affected your outlook and vision on what you can accomplish.
Okay, I'm going to start off by saying thank you to Drew Wood first for extending the olive branch. That was amazing, texting me to get here. Thank you, Cody Olive, for being the best leader. Reno was an absolute crap show. Shout out Fox, unfortunately. Thank you to Ryan for doing a great, Portland was awesome. And then thank you to Adam for being a great example of being strong but also empathetic. And then before I answer the question, I just want to say that this is such a valuable panel because we get resources like the landing pad and we can have these day-to-day conversations with these Golden Door reps, but once a year we get everybody at the same time and shares their inside secrets on how they did it in the most passionate form, and that's not something that should be taken lightly. Like, if you're here, like, these resources are invaluable. Which is why it's hard not to get emotional, because my first year, I did 4 months and I sold 55K, my last company. Horrible. It was hard. It was hot. Anybody that's sold in San Antonio, you know that is hell. It was the hottest year in San Antonio, like last decade too. It's a lot hotter when you're a rookie bagling for like a week in a row. Then last year, still at the same company. Should have gone with Drew and Adam at Chicago, but I was stuck with Vantage. Sorry. Did 115, and I knew it wasn't what I wanted for my life. You know, it's kind of like what I decided. It was just like that decision. It's like insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. And not being able to sell grit last year, it drove my hunger. Like seeing Drew, Sam Harmer, shout out, and then, you know, Terpsmo, everybody just ripping, and then I was just, you know, not in the best situation. It just drove me to be hungry. So this last year, switched to grit, and wow, it's awesome. I guess the best way, the most simple way to articulate it is rookie year, I was more like defensive. I was fending for myself. I was in survival mode. Second year, I was surviving for my team. It was a very pessimistic outlook. If I didn't do good, my team wasn't going to do good. If my team didn't do good, I was going to be a failure, right? Whereas this last year at the Grit, instead of looking at it from a pessimistic lens, I was kind of talking to Tyson about this yesterday. Finished up the entry, figured it out a little bit. Instead of looking at it from a fearful lens and being like, what's the word? Scarcity mindset. I got grateful, and like the resources at the Grit, I was like, holy cow, I can be such a better son, friend, leader, sales rep with the resources that I have. So, I mean, the skills were there, which is awesome, but the self-belief, it's a little bit more difficult. Because like Noah was saying earlier, it's like how you do anything, how you do everything, it doesn't happen overnight. So I'd be learning, and you know, I talk to Seeger about it all the time. I think he doesn't understand the impact that it had, but I was in like that room over there, like reading the Tim Grover book. Everybody's probably read a couple of those books, and he was in the middle of a meeting, and he like He was like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, dude, I'm trading. I'm going to do Golden Door. He's like, dude, we're doing an elite sellers training right now. Like this guy that sold 55K rookie year and then sophomore year, 1 to 15. And I don't remember who said it, but somebody said, it's hard to have self-belief until somebody believes in you. And like that just shifted everything.
Love it.
It's just like, it wasn't just like that meeting. He had me to like the Elite Sellers group chat. And then all these other things, and it was just like, okay, like a Zach Seeger, like the GOAT of all time, pest control, if he's gonna add me to that, I can't let him down. I can't go out and do another mediocre year. And that's kind of like what switched like the self-belief in me, I would say. And the thing is though, it's hard, and I'm gonna try not to spend all the time, but it's just, like now it's just like, it's not just Seeger, it's like Cody Olive, he worked his ass off for like myself, Dallin, like Logan, like my goodness, like Reno was a crap show, and just like, but we did so good. We were the best fall block team of all time, and we have leaders like Ben who's passionate about us, and it's just, it's so much more easy to be optimistic and abundant when you're with a bunch of abundant winners who don't just win in sales, but everybody here like that's up here, we win in life, like we don't just sell a bunch of pest control and go home and go to Windover and gamble it all. Maybe some of us do. It's consistent. It's who we are. So,
I love it. Give it up for Janky. It's been so cool, brother, to watch you over like the last year. You're a totally different human than you were 12 months ago, and so it's super inspiring. Inspiring.
What can I say? One more thing. This guy, I know he's getting glazed a lot tonight. Like it is not even like half of what deserved. Like he's the most humble guy. Like Ty said, doesn't even know half of it. Like I roomed with this guy in freaking fall block. Like this guy is like, if he did it, you guys can too. You know what I'm saying? Like rookie Golden Door. Like this guy is locked in. Like you guys should look at him as an example. It's like he is a rookie. Yeah. So. Yeah.
We love it. Thank you.
Wait, was that not a cop?
Let's pass the mic to Ryan Winfrey.
He's a rookie.
Pass the mic to Winfrey. Brother Winfrey, so you have gone back-to-back rookie and sophomore Golden Doors, and this year you sold near 800K. Let's make some massive noise for that, huh? In the spirit of like coachability, we've talked about that a ton tonight. This I know is that Ryan Winfrey, he's been one of the most coachable reps we have ever had, for sure. You've had over $700,000 of earnings already over your first 2 summers of selling. It's a lot of cheddar. And also just bought a house about 3-4 weeks ago. Let's give it up for that. So Ryan, help break down as simply as you can what goes into Winfrey's Golden Door process. What are non-negotiables in having the type of success you've experienced in door-to-door so far?
Yeah, honestly, I would just say for me, kind of like a Golden Door process is it's just defined as your best. I think that's the best way I can describe it. I mean, we're all good at selling, like up here, for sure, but everyone out here is also good at selling. I think each of us have like a really innate intrinsic value and a lot of potential because we're all humans and we're all cool, right? And so kind of like what a Golden Door process looks like, quite honestly, is giving your absolute best. I don't just mean like kinda or like 50% or 70%, but like if everybody, this is what I do. I just focus on giving my 100% best every day. And so when I'm going out, from the time that I wake up and my eyes open to the time that I go to sleep every single night, I just consistently ask myself, is this my absolute best, and am I giving actually 100% of my potential fully right now?
Would you say if
I'm not, then I do.
Yeah.
And then when I start doing that, then things go well. So
you'd say that's like your safeguard. It's like you still, at times it's not like, you're spiral proof. It's like everyone might have stressed out days or like, shoot, like another bad day, like 3 back-to-back bad days. Is that your safeguard that you put in is like the reminder of like, all that matters is today?
Yeah, like all that matters is that as long as you just give your 100% best every single day, then things are going to work out in your favor really well. And I do want to say something about that to answer kind of like the second question, which is kind of what's like a non-negotiable. And for me, a non-negotiable is just what you do when bad things happen. Because I think that's the biggest thing that I learned throughout all of my time in selling door to door, which hasn't been very long, only 2 years, obviously. But the difference between someone that can, when something bad happens, their reaction right after that bad thing happens is, I think that's the difference between someone that does 100, 200, 300K versus 600, 700, 800, 900K. Because we all have the potential in us. It's just whoever can stay so mentally locked in to give their 100% best during really bad times, during medium times, and during best times, and put the full gas to the pedal and never give up.
Just staying in the middle.
Always 100%.
Love it. Tyson, you have anything to add?
I will say Ryan's strong suit, he's very process and routine focused. He's been eating the same breakfast for the past, what, like 3 years? 5 years?
5 years.
Oatmeal. I got
Oatmeal
on that
slaps.
Yeah, I got on that oatmeal grind, changed everything. But yeah, I think the biggest thing I learned from Ryan last summer, because I was in his car group for the past the last 3 weeks, when he hit his golden door, was being intentional with everything you do, but also just having like a really strong routine. And so Ryan knows, but I hit the Listerine every morning before I get out of the car.
Let's go.
Can't
Shout
do
out
without
Ben
it.
Egan.
Yeah, but I think that's really important. I think it helps you, like as Ryan was saying, give it your like 100% every day. It's important to have a routine, because if you don't have a routine, then it's like your 100% could be worse, if that makes sense, because you're not set up to max out.
Totally.
Does
You
that make
like
sense?
no, yeah, guys. Like, and if you've sold, you know this, right? And like, these are ways that you can get better at selling without getting better at selling.
Yeah.
It's like if you can just win that mental battle of like not being spun out or not taking the dog out of the fight, like that is like half of the fight, right? Like, you know, am I correct? Incorrect? For sure, right?
100%.
Okay. Let's give it up for Ryan Winfrey, huh? Okay, let's pass the mic over to C-Dub. Colin Wallace, you sold over 780K in revenue. Let's make some noise. You're a switchover. You switched from a different company last year. Still selling pest control. It's still 3 foot up by 3 foot out. The homeowners still need to talk to the spouse. But you went from 100K to over 780K. Almost 8x. Everyone mentions proximity and culture, but what about the people and feeling of working here actually made the results different? What would you say?
That's a great question. I figured that question possibly would have been coming, so I prepared kind of something, but not really. So this might be a little disorganized because I have a lot to say, but the first thing I wanted to say is proximity, like asking how important proximity is. Proximity is literally everything. And that's not something that I found out when I came to the grid. That's something I'd always believed in. Like, the people that you surround yourself with matters, and I don't think anybody should be arguing that. I think that's kind of common sense. The company that I was at before, I thought that we did have the proximity. I thought that we did have the people. I ended up
You told me that in our first recruiting meeting.
What?
You told me that in the first meeting I did with
right
you.
up there.
Right up there, yeah. He was
Yeah.
very sure.
I was confident that we had those people, you know, until I obviously looked around. I saw Evan Gold on Instagram. We had some mutual friends from Orange County, and this dude did 360K his rookie year, and he made this reel. I always like tell him about this. He was like, can't remember how that reel went, but he was like, I'm gonna sell 300K this year. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. And then it's like a tough ass at it, and he like, so sick. And I remember watching that my rookie year when I was at 80K, like leaving at 4 p.m. with my buddies to go back to the hotel. And I was like, dude, I need to sell with this guy. So, you know, fast forward a little bit, I hit him up, met with Drew, and we kind of went back and forth. It was a tough decision because I had a partnership with my buddy at my other company. Long story short, I told Drew, I said, hey, I'm not going to come to the Grit. And took a couple weeks, and I was just like, dude, I'm coming to the Grit. And the main reason I decided to go to the Grit is because I literally had 2 goals. I had a goal at my other company for 300K, and then I had a Grit goal, which was the Golden Door. And I literally was telling, like, all my friends, I was like, yeah, like, well, if I go here, I'm going to do 300K, but if I go to the Grit, I'm just going to do a Golden Door. So I was like, why the F would I not go to the Grit? So, yeah, I went to the Grit, and I sold a Golden Door.
Is there anything you can put your finger on of like, because you sold with Ev, right? All summer you guys were together.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
what about being around? Because like you are the average of the people you are around. I don't care who you are, what you believe, like where you're at in your life. Like who you're around is who you become. Show me your
Yes.
friends. I'll show you your future. What was that? Yeah. How did that come to fruition?
Yeah, Ev has been like the biggest influence on my life in the past year by far. I mean, maybe even like that was a crazy experience. Watching Ev, the way he worked, dude.
Give it up for Shifty, huh? Come on.
This dude is. I think we have 2 most underrated managers because this dude is this dude's insane. Tyson is too, but I think watching Ev work, I knew that if I copied Ev and if I aligned my views with Ev and I did everything that Ev did, I said what Ev said, I drove out with Ev and I basically just copied him, I knew I could hit the goal. And I paced with him the whole year. We had like a month or 2 like in January where we weren't as aligned, but this guy got me back on path and he's like, dude, like, I was at 500K and I decided that I wasn't going to go for it anymore. And this dude like did not let up. Like he was like, you are coming back out here and you're getting this done. And we made it happen. And one thing I wanted to say, because we were talking about when we were in Texas, when we combined teams, Ev's team, which I was on, and Logan's team, and Brad Baker. Shout out Brad Baker.
Shout out Brad.
He's knocking doors right now, going for the mill. But when we were out there, like I want to like come up here and say like, oh yeah, it was so hard. But when you're around like 4 dudes who have the exact same goal, and they are holding you accountable every single day, and they're doing everything that it takes, and everybody has agreed for a 100% fact that we are not going home until we hit the goal, it's not that hard.
I love it. Let's make some noise for Colin Wallace. Let's, for the sake of time, let's pass the mic down to Seeger. We got questions for Brock and for Seeger. We'll go Seeger first, and then hopefully we got, if everyone's fine to stay a little bit over, we'll open it up for 5-10 minutes max for any questions. For anyone that you have specifically. But in regards to just to cap off and put a bow on what Colin said, guys, like, who you're around really matters. Like, it's not a grit thing. Like, it really, really isn't, right? Like, who you're around, like, I believe that you can do anything that you set your mind to, but your environment totally cultivates your mindset. Like, be around the right people. Be around people who can push you and inspire you and make you think way damn bigger than you previously did. Because I promise, like, it'll pay massive dividends. All right, GOAT. How we doing?
Good.
Okay. So, Siegs, the question I have for you, you have, like, the longest resume here on the stage. You've already gone and done this feat over and over again. You've done a double golden door. You've done 1,000 accounts as a sophomore. You've broken the industry record. You've sold 1.5 million. You sold 1,000 multiple times. So my question, why still go out and lead from the front in true Seeger fashion?
Yeah, I wanted to do it for the company. I felt like in some ways, we could have done better than we did last year. And so I felt like if I went out and I led charge and I was sprinting and, leading from the front and leading by example, then others would follow. And so these guys up here are my heroes. Like, these are the guys I did it for, which in turn, everybody in this room sold more because these guys were all on your team. And so I believe in the law of abundance where, I wanted to go out and do it for everybody in this room, and I love this company so much.
Let's make some noise for that. Siegs, to follow up, right, like, a lot of people here don't know you as well as I know you, and what a blessing for me. But like that wasn't like how you just approached this year. Like that's how you've approached every year, day in, day out. And so my follow-up question would be like, you know, why do that every year? Like why have you always had that like, you know, mindset of abundance? Have you always like, is that always something that you carried with you? How much credit do you give towards like that mindset, you know, for like all of the results that you've had in your track record? How much has that mindset played a role pretty much in your life?
It's everything. Like the first year I sold 1,000 accounts, I recruited all of these kids that I skied with called Whammis Media.
Shout out.
Shout out Whammis. And I remember I met with Ben and Drew, and they're like, dude, if you just go and sell a ton, then your Whammis boys, they're going to go sell a ton as well. I was like, cool, I'll just do that. So went out every day, and I sold as many as I could in turn for my people. So, like, this year, if you look at the Atlanta team, like, I was able to help manage 2 teams at once, and we had some of the highest per rep yield veteran earnings. So that's also what drove it.
Do you feel like this mindset has helped like get through, excuse my language, but just those shitty days in the summer?
For sure. Yeah, Michael knows this, my business partner. We run a $33 million program, so shout out to the boys.
Shout out Dirty Mike and the boys.
But anyways, like Mike will call me oftentimes throughout the day with, problems that arise, and I'll have to cut him off and be like, dude, I got to go for the boys. Like, I got to hang up. The boys need me to go get on the boards.
I love it. Let's make some massive noise for Seeger.
Hey, side note, I'd be hella remiss if I didn't shout out the corporate team. Will everyone on corporate stand up real quick?
Those
I know
that are
Danny's
here
there. I
late
saw
at night.
Chelsea. There's no, like, Chelsea is in our housing department. There's no reason, not a bad way, there's no reason for her to be here, but she's choosing to be here. And I'm so thankful for everybody on the corporate team, from, Sammy, my technician this summer, to everyone in the admin team. You guys have completely changed my life, and without the corporate team, we would not have 18 golden doors this year.
Let's give it up for that. Siegs, I can't express it enough, dude. Like, you inspire all of us here. You truly, truly do. And I haven't met, a more selfless person than you in my entire life. And so thank you for being you. Thank you for leading. And, yeah, dude, thank you for doing it day in, day out. Let's make some noise for him one more time. All right. B-Rock. This is the last. This is the last question, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take 3 or 4 questions max after him, and this can be for anyone on stage. So, Brock, you've been here since inception. You haven't just been here. You've been truly one of our strongest, most spiritual leaders at our company. And when you came in 2020 from GreenX with all of us, you had 0 reps. You showed up to the office every day. You dropped out of school, and now you run a $23 million program. You managed our Seattle office this summer, which had the highest average rookie earnings in our company. It was $51,000 per rookie. Let's make some noise. Every rookie on Brock's team that did 12 weeks or more made $51K. It's insane. And it was also our biggest squad in the company. My question would be, how has selling elitely played a role in you growing and leading at the highest level?
I was just a rep on that team. Kyle Ring here and Zach Rose were the managers. So that wouldn't have happened without them. So give it up for those guys. But no, selling elitely has been something that I've been super passionate about ever since I joined the Grit here. Me and Skylar kind of like learned how to level up and sell elitely together back in 2021. Shout out Skylar. He was an awesome leader for me and a great example. But it came like guys, the golden egg in door-to-door is actually not selling at all. And the biggest risk in this career is not being able to do this for forever. Because like, what are you gonna do when you stop knocking? Like, go get a job? After you've bet on yourself day in and day out over and over again and made all this money, you're gonna go get a job. Okay. So like the biggest risk is actually that this doesn't work. And so, I was 24, no guys, a little bit older, right? A lot of my network was no longer, an RM or an 18-year-old who doesn't have any guidance. And I was like, okay, I'm like, I'm now married, and it's time to like build. And I really wanted to try and build. And, so the first year was all about, okay, I want to become an elite seller, because naturally if I become an elite seller, what I can do is I can then become an elite trainer. And that was also my first year managing. I was under Skylar's wing, and he taught me how to manage. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to be able to grow if my reps come out and have a bad experience. So like, I'm 24, I have the short runway to actually succeed at this. So it's like my reps have to come out and have a good experience, so I need to learn how to sell elitely so I can learn how to train elitely, and so I can learn how to manage elitely so that when reps come out, they can do really well. And so I had this totally different perspective of what actually elite selling is. Elite selling is awesome, but it's a tool for growth, because naturally you become an elite seller, you will be elite at training because you know how to close deals, right? You're going to learn by becoming an elite seller, you learn how to overcome your demons, your fears, the things that hold you back. You learn how to dig deep. And by doing that, you level up as a human. And so guys, the golden egg in door-to-door is actually not getting up on the stage, right? It's in learning how to go and create awesome experiences for the young people that are trusting you to lead them. And the actual solution to the threat, which is that this doesn't go well, is in building something great. But you can't build something great unless you're great yourself. And I think it's not about golden door. I think it's about becoming great, right? And, I can't articulate it better than how, like, Noah had articulated it and everyone else here. And so what I would just say is, like, I think everyone here, I would invite you to learn how to sell elitely, maybe for your own personal accomplishment and to be a winner and to learn that about yourself and to go through that process, but more than anything so that you can learn just how to level up as a human, as a man, as a woman, learn how you can face those hard times and then win. And that's what this is about. And, our rookies did really well. I'm going to give everyone who's going to go manage a team a secret. If you want your rookies to do really well, it's not because you're really good intro training. Like, it's not because you're really good at the backyard freestyle. Rookies will do really, really well when they know how to dig deep, and when they know how to say no to their demons on their shoulder, and when they know how to go and go and go, when they know how to believe in themselves. Rookies and vets and people that follow you will learn how to do better when they watch you do it every day. And that's what elite selling is to me. It's a tool for growth, not just to grow a program, but a tool to grow hopefully as a human, as a better husband, as a better father, which I am now. Shout out Sid. She probably went home already because it's Winnie's bedtime an hour ago. I saw her over here. But becoming a golden door and becoming elite at selling is a tool so that you can learn how to be a great leader. And whether you want to grow a program here, whether you want to recruit, what everyone here should learn to do is become a leader, because that's what will give you so much fulfillment in life. And that's what will take you so far. I think it's the greatest skill that anyone can really obtain is not how to get a wife to still give you their credit card even though her husband isn't home, but it's how to lead, inspire, motivate, and get people to their goals and to their dreams. So yeah.
Brock, so well said. And there's nothing I can say to, put a bow on that. Like, guys, what an honor it's been to learn from these guys tonight. We've done it all. We've laughed, we've cried, we've done all of it. hopefully like there's been massive takeaways that aren't just like for selling, but that are for life. Like it's not a sales thing. It's not a pest thing. Like, no, dude, I will follow Brock wherever he goes because he's a true leader. He's a true man. With that being said, let's take 2-3 questions if you have them, whether it's for someone specifically or for the group at large. We'll go with Kinzel first. Anyone else? We'll go right here, and then we'll go from there.
First and foremost, just want to shout you guys out. You're so amazing, and to Seeger's point, it's like you're my heroes too, and I think everybody in here is heroes because, I mean, your guys' stories are amazing, and it was cool. Like I was talking to Brock and Seeger earlier, I'm like, you guys are salty. You've done this like over and over again. Like the amount of new faces up here, I think is way more impressive. So big shout out to you guys for that. My question though is this. Someone hinted at it. I can't exactly remember who, but maybe it was Logan, who was saying at some point we all like have a moment of renegotiation of like, oh, dude, yeah, I think that honestly I might not do this anymore. And Colin, you talked about it, like Evan kind of dragged you back out by your ear. I think everybody's had that. The difference between you and everyone out here that's not you is probably that we gave into that and you guys didn't. So talk about that. Anyone who feels inspired on it, like how does this not, yeah, there you go. Perfect. And Janky, because you're so excited for that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think like as you continue doing tough things, like day after day, you start to develop this like, I guess you could call it like selective hearing. As you constantly like have this voice going in your head telling you like, bro, you're tired, like people are quitting, like it's Saturday, like what the hell are you doing out here? Like it's like the summer's over, it ended in August, and you're still out there. Like I'd say a skill that's like necessary in order to like achieve things that are super impressive is like having that selective hearing.